no question.
Yep.
3 for 4 in the finale. You know what he did in game 2, back to back. Ryan Walschmidt's been quietly, continue to do well. 3 hits, 2 doubles in games 1, then 2 more and 2 runs in the finale. Kid was on base consistently, which was kind of good to see.
Yep.
Perdomo delivered a dagger in the finale, a 3 RBI day, including that clutch double. But I think the starting pitching, that's been the real story. Zach Gallen, first game, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, 5 Ks. Helps when you get a 12-run support there.
Yeah, that helps.
Ryan Nelson, 7 strong, 3 earned, 88 pitches. Gave that bullpen a little bit of a break. And then Merrill Kelly closed it out, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, picked up the W in the finale. That's 19 innings from the rotation across 3 games. Exactly the length you need.
One of the things that I found really interesting about this 3-game series is, A, the Giants are awful. B, the Giants, that's why they're trying to unload $600 million in money that they have invested in contracts to players. However, we talked about this on the show a lot, Roc, and that is you need to capitalize when you are playing bad teams. You should beat bad teams. And why is that so important? It's because, and people will say, well, it's really early. It's only a third of the season. You don't have to worry about the wild card. No, you do have to think about the wild card race. So you need to beat bad teams, just like Colorado coming in. They need to win that series. Then they get the Giants again. They need to win that series. Then they get Colorado again. They need to win that series. Why is it so important? Because you have teams in the National League Central that they're all 4 of them are contending for not only a wild card, but for the top spot in the Central Division. You have the Phillies now, and Roc's very happy. They have caught fire now that they have Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, as their interim manager, and they are playing like the team most people thought they would be. So you have all of these teams now contending for just 1 or 2 spots. Oh, don't forget about the Padres in the West as well. So you cannot fall 8, 9, 10 games back and then think that you're going to make it up after the All-Star break, because you will be competing with all of those teams that are trying to do the same thing. So it's you got it. You have to take care of business when you can. Wait a minute, is this the crew?
This is the crew that hit the car.
That hit the car?
That shattered the Porsche's window.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we're gonna do a live interview.
I have called Officer Moss. I called him. He'll be here in a little bit to get your information.
Talking about, a lot of wins there.
Yeah.
The fact that you get San Francisco, you sweep them, you now have the Rockies, then you head to San Francisco next week for the rematch.
Yep.
It could be a nice little run here.
This is how you do it, because you're going to lose 3, 4 in a row down the road when the competition gets better. So you have to capitalize when you can. This is a perfect time to do that.
So we're going to catch up with Rick Horrow. He will join us in about 1:30, the business side of sports. Specifically, we'll dive into the ratings, believe it or not, in the NHL.
Great.
They are outstanding. But coming up in the replay rewind, Ketel Marte gives the D-backs a lift with a 2-run blast. Torey Lovullo explains what feels different about this latest stretch, and we'll get into some NBA and some NHL. That is all coming up as we are coming to you live outside, believe it or not. That's how nice it is. This weather has been tremendous at Twin Peaks, thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra and Bud Light. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Roc, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
You push hard. You train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. HUNUsoda.com. Code ESPN.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com. Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people, with upfront pricing before the work starts, so there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
We're out here at that's tomorrow, right, Toyota. But right now we are right here at Twin Peaks in Tempe, thanks to Michelob Ultra and Bud Light. We'll start with the swing of the bat from Ketel Marte, leaves the yard with a 2-run shot, and the D-backs jump in front 3-2 in the bottom of the third on yesterday.
Here's the 0-1, swung on. That ball is just drilled out to deep right center field. Going back is Brennan looking up. That is out of here. Another game and another Ketel home run, and he puts the Diamondbacks in front 3-2 on his 7th homer of the season.
He's been having a quiet season so far, Jimmy. It's good that he's starting to get a little click. Better late than never, right?
Yep.
Here's Torey Lovello after the game, a little post-game, how the stretch stacks up against other runs they've had this season.
We play good baseball. That's all I care about. For me to go back and remember certain stretches, it's hard for me to kind of give any of that some value, but I love where we're at right now. And I want to say we're playing very solid baseball in just about every area. And that's what I want us to continue doing. If I have to answer the question, I'm going to say as good as I've seen in a long time here, where we put together quality at bats with good pitching, timely hitting, and real good relief pitching. And I have every reason to believe this can continue.
I'll tell you what's interesting about this. This is beginning to happen after he had a closed-door meeting, with the pitching staff, and then with some of the position players.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So people took notice of what the skipper was talking about, and now it's beginning to pay dividends for this team. And like I said, Roc, you have to take advantage. When you are playing lousy teams, you have to beat those teams. And so far they have.
All right, from the diamond to the hardwood, OKC gets a big finish from Isaiah Hartenstein as the Thunder keep the pressure on.
That's a Gilgis Alexander. Here's the double. Someone else is going to have to beat them.
Hartenstein.
Yeah, Hartenstein. It's probably maybe one of the best games that dude has ever played. I mean, he held, and this sounds funny, he held Wembanyama to 24 points. So, and we all know what happened in game one where he scored over 40. So he did a terrific job against him. He was in double figures in rebounds as well, and was a rim protector with a couple of block shots. So Isaiah Hartenstein, I have a feeling now that I thought that Chet Holmgren was going to be the matchup, but they went with Hartenstein instead, and they were absolutely correct by making that move.
So series is tied 1-1. Game 3 will be tomorrow at 5:30. SGA, the king of flopping. Here he is with one of his buckets yesterday.
5-point game. Kane waiting. The action begins as the clock hits 10. Gilgeous Alexander on the attack. Holmes back.
Do you think his flopping's out of control?
I think it is a little bit, but I think the officials have done a pretty good job so far here in this round of the playoffs by not calling as many flops. Because I saw it, particularly in the first quarter last night, a couple of guys try to draw fouls, and there was no whistle. So if you
the MVP gets protected, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he does, yeah. But you have to protect. One thing, Rock, that I'm going to be watching for is that away from the basketball, how are they going to try to rough up Wemby? So the officials are going to have to keep a watchful eye on that, because once he catches the ball, there's only so many things, obviously, you can do. But away from the ball, if guys are kneeing him, elbowing him, all different kinds of things, because he doesn't have the ball in his hand, and officials are not maybe paying close attention to what is going on the other side of the court, is he going to get beat up throughout this series, where then it will impact the opportunity for San Antonio?
All right, out to the ice. Vegas won game 1 on the road, 4-2 in Denver. That gives the Golden Knights the 1-0 series lead, as Colorado is the number 1 seed. Had home ice advantage. They'll go at it again tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Here's one of their goals from last night.
There's the turnover. When you short side made the save on Brock Nelson. Here's the turnover. And he scores. The unlikeliest of goal scores for Vegas.
All right, you got a commercial in there too.
Yeah, I know.
A little bonus.
Yeah,
little Rich Eisen.
Yeah, little Rich Eisen with a little
hockey.
Who was the player last night that right at the end goes flying and to avoid the icing and then ends up scoring?
I was at
the open goal.
Yeah.
I was too.
I went, so I did not hear.
That guy just
Pablo
busted it down the ice and just got to it and just scored, and that was the difference of the game there, because Colorado was making a little run there at the end.
Yep.
I was surprised. I thought I still have Colorado win the series, but Vegas looked good last night.
Look, they're a talented team, and they are a fast team, and they're one of the few teams that can match Colorado for speed. And they got to get Macker back in the lineup, the Avalanche have to, because he is one of their top players on defense, and he did not skate last night for them. And they missed him last night because Vegas was able to get up and down the ice just as fast as the Avalanche did.
Yeah, if Cale Makar doesn't play this series, they could be in trouble.
Yeah, he's
got those Knights fans at Orangedale. They were getting pretty rowdy.
There was 2.
A couple, there were a couple. But
they were making noise.
Oh, 2 separate. Only one in the jersey, though. I saw.
There were 2 in jerseys. It was a husband and wife.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: at the Orangedale, then, do you have the audio on
No.
you don't do that? It's just
the audio is Laz hosting bingo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pop culture bingo.
So while the NBA's on and the NHL's on,
it's not a sports bar.
oh, I understand. Laz is calling out bingo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not how it works, but yeah, kind of like that. You have to show up some days.
I will. I'll come over.
There's a story that's really getting some play, and it has to do with the World Cup, of course, 2026 this summer coming up here. And it's the New York mayor, Mondami, announced a deal today that lets New Yorkers, and only New Yorkers, buy 1,000 World Cup tickets for $50 each through a lottery. Now, these tickets are coming from the host committee's own allotment, which were purchased from FIFA at face value. The winners also get a free round-trip bus trip transportation to MetLife. Well, you can't say MetLife. I think it's called New Jersey, New York Stadium now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
The catch and the source of the feud is the deal pointedly excludes New Jersey residents. Now, the stadium is in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And as a New Jerseyan, I'd be pissed off.
I would be too.
FIFA not caring about the cost for New Jersey residents. I mean, WTF.
Yeah.
And this is a big issue.
What people don't understand is the New York Giants, the New York Jets, and all play in New Jersey. It's across the river. It's across the Hudson River. That's where the stadium is. Don't you remember in the NBA, they used to be the New Jersey Nets before they moved to Brooklyn with the new arena? So you have the New Jersey Devils, which is the NHL team, and all of those facilities are in New Jersey. Look, I thought that was a great move, and then I thought about it just like what you did. They excluded New Jersey fans from being in on the deal.
It's BS. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
They need to change that.
if you were going to do it right, take 500 tickets for New Yorkers, 500 tickets for New Jersey.
That's good.
And just be fair about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not right. I mean,
maybe they'll make amends.
The money fight underneath all this is pretty substantial because the New Jersey estimates that the additional New Jersey transit, train, the bus service, all the needs that they need to get people to these games is going to cost the state about $48 million. And to cover that, the state is leaning on like local surcharges of 3% sales tax to people that are in that Meadowlands district for like 5 weeks. And then, of course, the hotel, you don't have to worry about that. And then there's another 50-cent per ride fee that goes on top of rideshare services. So if you live in that area, you just want to come over to maybe there's a Twin Peaks, and you're going to get charged for it. And then they're also taxing beer, food, merchandise that are sold in the stadium.
Yeah.
It's a pretty effed up deal, to be honest with you. I mean,
it's
just
it's price.
I don't know if you saw this, but round trip rail fare from Penn Station to MetLife normally costs $12.90.
Yeah.
It was initially set at $150 for the World Cup.
What?
There was all this backlash, and then they reduced it to just under $100, but it was $12.90.
Yeah, I've taken that ride, but when I probably took it, it was probably $8.
Long time ago.
Yeah, it was. It was probably
$8. In MetLife, poor MetLife. Like I said, it's called the New York, New Jersey Stadium. That's the branding. Covered up MetLife.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, what? I
don't think New York's going to be the only city that's going to try to price gouge.
No, there are. I mean, that's probably happening, but this one's been pretty vocal, being the biggest city
in the country.
But I'm not sure how this is all going to fly. But I know there's some pretty pissed off people. I know I would be.
Yeah.
If you're in politics in that state, right or left, you got to be standing up for your people because. That's BS. You're hearing World Cup tickets that are going for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and these are, going to cost $50 through a lottery.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. But if you can't go in your own state,
you left out where the stadium's located.
I can't believe it.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, so our replay rewind is brought to you by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe in a wreck, and you need to check. All you got to do is make one call. That's all, 602-977-1900. You can always go to lernerandrowe.com as well. All right, hockey ratings are up 76%. A $5 billion stadium fight in Chicago is coming down to the final days. We'll talk more about what's going on with bullying by a mayor in New York. We'll see what Rick thinks about this with the World Cup. He is the sports professor, Rick Horrow. He will join us next right after Lads gives us a Twin Peaks ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs are heating up, winning 5 of their last 6 games, and they'll look to keep that momentum rolling tonight as they welcome the Colorado Rockies to Chase Field for the start of a 3-game set. Eduardo Rodriguez gets the ball for Arizona as the D-backs look to stay hot against a struggling Rockies squad. First pitch is set for 6:40 with pregame coverage beginning at 6 on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. Also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Memorial Day weekend belongs at Twin Peaks. It's red, white, and brew featuring ice-cold Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts, buckets, Red Bull vodka specials, and the Tunnel to Towers Give 5, Get 5 offer. Add in wall-to-wall sports with UFC, boxing, NBA playoffs, and the coldest beer in town. You've got the ultimate game day destination. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and game day done right.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof. Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com. or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
When driving in Arizona, move over or slow down for any flashing lights. Move over for tow truck drivers, highway crews, and emergency responders. Move over for any vehicle with its hazards flashing. Because at 65 miles per hour, a vehicle travels over 95 feet in 1 second. 1 second that could change everything. When you move over for anyone, you're not just doing it for them, you're doing it for their families. Their lives are flashing before your eyes. Move over, Arizona. Every vehicle, every time. It's the law. Please visit moveoveraz.org. This message is brought to you by ADOT and this station.
Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in the business of sports, author of the new bestseller, The Sport Business Handbook, host of Power of Sports, and architect of over 100 deals worth billions in sports, the sports professor Rick Horrow joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Rick Horrow joins us to talk about the business side of sports. Where are you joining us today from, Rick?
I-95, halfway between Ponte Vedra and South Florida. Got to get home and feed Duke, but I played the stadium course today, and I birdied 17. I birdied the Island Green. What do you think of that?
Wow. So did you did it snow on all the other holes, or how did you do on all the other holes? Or it only matters that hole? Is that all that counts? Is 17?
That, trust me, that's all that counts. Don't ask about the other 7. No, don't ask about that. Actually, I hit it in the water, dropped it on the green, took a mulligan, and one putted. No. I did it the way you're supposed to do it.
Oh, that's great.
That course is still great. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. Remember to Cam Young when I did it. So how you doing? What's going on?
Doing great. One more question with the golf, because that's important. We'd rather talk golf with you all day, of course. So how far was it, and what club did you hit?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you're going to put these two together, and I'm going to sound like a pussy. Oh, excuse me, a sissy. Well, whatever you want to call it. So the bottom line was it was 140 from that tee, which will tell you that was where the kind of the whites are. And I hit a 7-iron. That's okay, right? No.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
I mean, you're what?
All right.
52, 53 years old. That's fine. Yeah, that works out.
I'll make you feel bad. That would have been an 8-iron for me.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm 87. Yeah, but Jimmy, you're 140. I mean, that's not.
Yeah.
True.
Right? I mean, that has nothing to do with me. What does that have to do with me? Yeah, I came clean with what my yardage was. What does that have to do with me? That's all.
Because I'm 2 times older than you, and I'm hitting a different club.
Yeah,
love it.
Older than what?
Rick Horrow joining us, the sports professor from Florida. Rick, we were just talking about how the mayor of New York, Mondami, had negotiated 1,000 World Cup tickets from FIFA, and it's going to cost residents just $50 in a lottery, but those residents are only New York, but the game is being played in New Jersey. New Jersey gets screwed as residents there. Your thoughts on something like that as a sports professor? How would you counsel this situation?
Well, as a sports politician, I'd tell the New Jersey people to get off their ass and buy tickets for themselves. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. If you remember, Daryl Morey, who used to run the Rockets, remember he made the comment where almost the war. Then, not to be outdone, he goes up to Philly and he has 4 million first-round draft picks, and the Sixers still stink. And then he allowed the house for Game 4 to be packed with Knicks fans for that game, because he should have been thinking about how to cap that with the Sixers policy, and he didn't. It wouldn't have made any difference. I mean, they'd have gotten swept anyway. But still, you got to control your house. You got to figure out how to control your house. So I have no problem with that. I found it quirky, but I found you quirky.
Yeah. All right, Rick. The Bears are bleeding like $10 million a month, while the politicians are fighting. Indiana's just sitting there with an approved site ready to go. At what point does a team just take the deal across the state line and let the politics sort out themselves?
The politics aren't going to matter to Kevin Warren. He's going to want to get the best deal in Illinois he possibly can. The point where he takes Indiana is when he thinks there is no chance that either downtown Chicago or Arlington Heights or anything in Illinois are going to work. And that requires you going through the next legislative session, which is first quarter of next year. So my sense is it's not over tomorrow. And, the playbook for me has always been like Kansas. We did the racetrack in Kansas City, and I was involved in the NASCAR deal, and we played Kansas against Missouri. And I remember going midnight from Topeka to Jefferson City. One is the state capital of Kansas, the other Missouri, for you geographically deadheads.
Challenge.
And the bottom line was challenge. Bottom line was we got a racetrack with public funds in Kansas because we played Kansas off against Missouri. Guess what the Chiefs did? Same playbook. So there is a way to do it where you do it tastefully and you don't run out of time. I'm not sure Kevin Warren is doing either.
Let me follow up with that then. Isn't the location, though, in Indiana right off the turnpike? And isn't it roughly like only a 15-minute drive from downtown Chicago?
Well, it's not 15 minutes. There's nothing 15 minutes from downtown Chicago. But
okay.
It is. Yeah. It is comma Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, and the Indiana governor, politically and ego-wise, will say we now have 2 NFL teams in the state of Indiana, which is hard, for people to remember and understand. Problem is, you got to pay the full freight in Indiana, and I'm not sure the Indiana legislature and the fiscal group that oversees it is really up for that. The race is not over.
Okay.
All right, Rick. I want you to kind of look at your ball of the future. What do you call it? Your crystal ball. All right. Keep it 10-2 as you drive there on I-95. But almost everyone except the SEC and ESPN wants a 24-team playoff in college football. What is the Rick Horrow Sports Professor ball? What are you seeing is going to happen here in the next 2 years?
24. And the reason I say that is because there is so much momentum for that I think people have realized that if the NCAA on the college side took that big leap and the strategy was to pair it off against new revenue, gambling, and otherwise, then football's going to do the same thing. So it's a hunt for incredible revenue. I think it's too many. I think most people think it's too many. I think it dilutes the early games of getting in or not getting in. But it may be the right time. If you say it's inevitable in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, then do it now.
All right. If that's the case, if they do go in that direction, do the conference championship games go away?
Well, they ought to. And, at the end of the day, what they'll be doing is playing for seeding, because you assume that the winner and the loser of those conference championship games would be getting in anyway, especially if there's a buffer of those 24. So why even have them? And that answers then, move it up in the schedule, and that'll give you a couple of extra weeks to play with for the 24. That's an awful lot of assumptions to make. So the real answer is, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, and I'm not any more qualified than anybody else.
I don't know. Harvard, I don't know what I mean. Come on. All right, last one. Hockey up 76%. The ratings from the second round from 2025. Is this just? I mean, and you look at NBA's up, baseball's up. The NFL draft was kind of down a little bit, but not a big deal. Is this just a good spring for everybody but football?
Well, and football is going to be big too. And here's why it is, I think. It's the combination of things. And if you look at the NBA ratings and the NHL ratings, as you just said, they're up. Because each of those leagues has required 4 networks to work together on one set of games. So they're all cross-promoting each other, and they're getting the bugs out. Second, the NBA and the NHL had some great practice. The NHL with the Olympics and the NBA with the Emirates Cup months ago. So everybody's ready for it. And third, the combination between over-the-top and streaming and cable is now a little easier to understand. So all of us idiots can get these games a lot easier than we used to.
I want to follow up with the NHL, because the games, and we all know that the NHL playoffs are just spectacular, but are they getting just the casual sports fan, Rick? Is there any way to know? I mean, look, your hardcore hockey people, they're going to watch no matter what. It's the casual viewer who think, well, maybe I'll take a look at this just for the hell of it. Is there any way to document that or not?
Yeah, I think we're going to see what happens relative to the rest of the Vegas-Colorado series. Relatively small market. Vegas is a fine story. They're up, so we'll see. And on the Carolina side, Carolina's a great team. They may win the Cup, but I haven't seen one person who is wearing a Carolina jersey. So you're right. We're going to see in the next 3 weeks whether the casual fan stays in it. On the other hand, how about that series in the West of the NBA? That is the best series maybe we've ever seen in the semifinals. That's unbelievable.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that 100%. It is some of the best NBA playoff basketball, and I've seen it for a long time, that I have ever witnessed. It is totally exciting. And the East right now is boring in comparison.
Well, and when Jimmy B says he's seen it for a long time, it's a long time.
Yeah, long. Just like I-95, it's long. Yes.
And, hey, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it. That's me, baby.
Rick, thank you as always, jumping on with us. Drive safe out there, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, here comes Cocoa Beach. Bye. See you later.
Yeah, he
Okay.
goes.
Oh, great.
Must be
Cocoa
nice.
Beach. Yeah, must be
That's
good.
Rick Horrow, the sports professor. You can follow him. Just search Horrow Ventures or Rick Horrow on all the social media platforms. He does a lot of vignettes that are up there. Really good stuff, and I appreciate his time. Aaron Rodgers calls it a career, and an Eagle gets clocked at nearly double the speed limit. And we have a chief that decided to trade minicamp for a jail sale. So we're going to get into all that. Some NFL news and notes. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900. Celebrate Memorial Day weekend at Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 50% bonus trade-in on all new inline golf clubs. Buy 2 dozen Strixon golf balls and get 1 dozen free. And all clearance apparel now 20% off. Shop us in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1971 and home to the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs, defending the valley one home at a time.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Your everyday choices can help shape your future. Choosing healthy meals rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, along with consistent exercise, can help reduce your risk of dementia. Even small changes, like a short walk a few times a week or eating less processed foods, can make a difference. Eat smart, move more, protect your mind. Visit alz.org/healthy habits to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association and the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, 1979, the Canadiens dynasty rolls on. They won their 4th straight Stanley Cup. Beat the Rangers 4-1 in the final, and 4 in a row. That's got to be one of the greatest dynasties in sport. This sport, at least that sport, has ever had. No question. Also, Babe Ruth on this day back in 1939 hits 3 home runs, and they still lose to the Phillies. Or actually, Philadelphia A's, not
A's,
Phillies.
yeah, they were the A's.
15-7.
Wow.
So there he is on this day in sports history. And it's always presented to you by Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. Go ahead, Jimmy. I know you're dying to add something to the show.
No, I'm just waiting for you to bring up the next topic.
Oh, you didn't want to talk about your FIFA thing you put in there?
I put that in there.
Go ahead. It means something to you.
It did.
Go ahead.
1904.
Yeah, see, I wasn't around.
Well, I was. 1904. I was sitting at the table in Paris, France with a couple of other guys, and it became the official governing body of World Cup soccer. Paris, France, 1904. That's how old FIFA is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, I just thought I'd reference that for you. So, I mean, I thought it was an important stat since they're here. I mean, they're not going to go away. They're going to be here all summer playing soccer.
Do you know what FIFA stands for?
Yeah, it's the
It's a good one.
it is. Yeah, it's the I do. It's Federation.
Well, you obviously don't.
Well,
you would
I can't
say what
think
it
of it
is.
now. Yeah,
It's French for International Federation of Association Football.
okay.
Federation International del Football Association.
Okay.
International Federation of Association Football.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a tongue
it's
twister.
Yeah, it's convoluted.
And you know where they're headquartered?
Paris, France.
No. Switzerland.
They moved it.
Yes. But they were founded on this day.
Yes,
So
they were.
You had that right.
Okay.
All right, let's get into a little police blotter here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks in Tempe. And it starts with Eagles edge rusher Nolan Smith Jr. was arrested about a week ago in Twiggs County, Georgia, charged with speeding and reckless driving. He was clocked going 135 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone on an interstate. It was just after 10:30 at night, nearly double the limit. He was fortunate enough to make bond. He was released. We'll have to have a court date, but these Georgia players, man,
they're
to
crazy.
It. It's like you must have to take racing classes before you play football at Georgia.
No, what is with the Georgia guys?
It's amazing how many players have been busted for that from Georgia.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a thing to do.
I don't know how they recruit. What can I, Coach? If I come and play at Georgia, can I drive over 100? Oh, hell
absolutely!
Yeah. Come on, dude. Yeah,
well, we're gonna give you the car too. I mean, that's a given, right?
Oh man!
All right, Chiefs wide receiver Shadeed Rice was taken into custody and booked in a Dallas County jail after testing positive for THC. He was violated his probation. Set for release June 16th. So he's going to miss all the OTAs, the mandatory minicamp. You know, a week before sentencing, he had to clean up knee surgery. So he was expected to be out a couple months anyway.
Yeah.
So he probably was smoking because maybe he had that knee surgery, which
I could see that.
But that just sucks.
How can
a little marijuana and you got to go to jail? I mean, I know he's on probation.
He is. That's the problem. I mean, his peeps should have told him, dude, you can't do anything like that because you are on probation. I'm not letting them walk away.
They're just testing
a guy like that.
Yeah.
He's so talented. I mean, the sky's the limit for him. He just can't get out of his own way.
I agree.
Over and over again.
Yeah. He's our dumbass of the day.
He is.
The biggest national headline in the NFL right now is Aaron Rodgers, and he has confirmed that this will be his last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is it, he said. He added that he previously thought he'd be done after 1 year in Pittsburgh, but with Mike McCarthy coming back as their head coach, he changed his mind. So he is back at OTAs there in Pittsburgh. So this is going to be one of the worst football seasons that
You mean the Steelers?
No, his farewell tour.
Oh, I got you.
It's going to be obnoxious. ESPN is going to be on Aaron Rodgers' watch 24/7. Everything he does.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's one of the best quarterbacks ever to play the game.
One of the best throwers ever
Yes.
in the NFL.
We're going to get into it. Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, one of the best throwers of the football.
I mean, he just is going to be. It's going to be the worst. Aaron Rodgers is a jerk. He is just an absolute jerk, and it is going to be horrible having to hear him with his farewell tour every place he goes.
All right, let me fire.
I used to like him.
Okay,
I used to like him.
Yeah.
But all this zen and everything, and he just got into himself.
And he went to the cave.
He's just I went to the cave. He's just an oddball, man.
Okay.
No, I went a little too far saying he's a jerk. He's not a jerk. I hate
him.
I don't hate him. That's
Boy,
all.
you do. You're
For
a
what he did to
Chicago
my
boy.
Chicago Bears.
Damn right.
Since
He
I've
owned
been
him.
old enough to watch, I
just
care nothing about
He
him.
owned it.
I don't know. It's all about Aaron Rodgers.
Well, look, I get where you're coming from, but I operate in reality, not as fanboy, like Laz
fun.
has a tendency to do
It's
a
fun.
lot on this show. So in all reality, a lot of his teammates say some pretty complimentary things about him. And secondly, if you go back and look at his stats, he was in the top 15 of quarterbacks last year and still had one of the highest passer ratings for his entire season. Does he have that kind of year left in him? I believe he probably does for one more year. They've improved the wide receiver core by getting Pittman from the Indianapolis Colts. They've upgraded the offensive line. Pittsburgh's going to be, again, in a hunt for a playoff spot.
Top 5 quarterback all time?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Golly.
I think so.
You know why people will say he's not is because he only won one Super Bowl.
4
Only.
NFL. He's got 4 MVPs.
He does.
Only Peyton has more with
Yep,
5, right?
Yeah.
1 ring, 1 Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
What else?
You think he
10-time
pulled
Pro Bowler.
a Favre and a Brady comes back at least once, or you think he's done?
I think he would be done.
Yeah.
I think he would be done. I mean, when you look at the ladder of touchdowns, that's how you look at this, right? Tom Brady's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees is number 2.
Yep.
Peyton Manning is 3. Aaron Rodgers, and then Brett Favre.
Yep.
So when you look at fourth most prolific and TD passer in history, he is in that top 5.
That's it.
All right, hour number 2 is coming up from Twin Peaks in Tempe.
Yeah.
And we are going to catch up with Jason Eisenberg from the Thunderbirds, who will join us. The WM Phoenix Open raised a record $20.1 million for charity. We'll talk about the impact of the People's Open, what's next for this year. That's a pretty big deal. And then a little bit later, we'll catch up with the voice of the Phoenix Suns, get his thoughts on the NBA playoffs, Kevin Ray. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks, Tempe, right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get the freedom to save with your Valley Chevy dealers. Spectacular offers are available right now. Plus, you'll have the freedom to choose from an extensive lineup that's ready for all the adventures ahead. That includes popular models like the legendary Silverado, the versatile Equinox, plus the feature-packed and affordable Chevy Trax. Don't miss out. Memorial Day marks the beginning of summer and a great time to hit the open road in a brand new car, truck, SUV, or EV. from your Valley Chevy dealers.
When you join the new Sonic Rewards program, every time you treat yourself, we treat you too. Sonic Rewards members get a free Sonic Smasher or medium drink with minimum purchase. Whether you're in the mood for crispy tots, a foot-long quarter-pound coney, or a refresher, you can score extra just by being a part of our new rewards program. Loyalty really does pay. And Sonic Smashers. Live free, eat Sonic.
Subject to all terms and conditions applicable to the use of the Sonic Rewards program. Participating locations only.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America. Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Roc Manuch with Jimmy B here for Twin Peaks in Tempe. Kevin Ray, Suns play-by-play guru, will join us here in about 20 minutes. But before that, we'll have Rock's Man Vice, so look forward to that. But joining us now, Jason Eisenberg from the Thunderbirds, as the WM Phoenix Open continues to prove it's more than just one of the biggest parties in golf. It is one of the most impactful charity engines in Arizona sports, and he joins us now on the Right to It guest line. Jason, it's Rock and Jimmy B, man. How's your Thursday going, man? What's going on?
It's going great. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for doing what you do, and we appreciate you making some time for us. And so what does a record like $20.1 million a year say about just the strength of the WM Phoenix Open?
Yeah, I think it really shows our place in the PGA ecosystem, right? I mean, I think what it's indicative of an amazing year. I mean, we had an amazing turnout from the fans. We had an amazing turnout from the sponsors. Doesn't hurt that it was, 75 degrees and sunny. I think it just shows just what happens when you have an event that went off without a hitch, and you have a community and a fan base that supports you the way this community and this fan base does.
It's the first time the tournament's ever topped that number, 20 million. Was there anything that you guys did differently to hit that, or does 75 degrees and sunny, does that help as well?
We're the beneficiaries of kind of years of tournaments before this, right? So, year over year, we continue to make things better. We continue to increase the hospitality offerings and really make and refine the event. So, I think what you're seeing this year and what you'll hopefully see in many years to come is having an event where, we had the new structure on 16. We had more hospitality offerings. We had a better section for general admission to kind of flow and walk around, and food offerings. So when you have all those things together, you have more opportunities to generate revenue, and you have more opportunities to get patrons on the course. So, by doing all those things, we're able to get more money in the door, which allows us to then get more money out of the door and into the community.
I think people don't really understand that you guys run the tournament, and the money then that is raised, you don't take out expenses from that money. Can you explain how all of that works and then how the distribution works?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a volunteer, right? Like
I'm a real estate developer by trade, so we're all volunteers. So, we basically host the event, we run the event. We obviously take out money for the structures and things of that nature, but every dollar that we get, all the proceeds that we get, that 100%, that just all goes to charity. So, we're all volunteers. We're doing this because we have a love for this Valley of the Sun. We have a love for Arizona. And we want to make sure that, the communities that need the most resources get those resources. And we can do that, having a great time at the Phoenix Open. It's kind of a win-win for the entirety of the state.
Jason, since WM became the title, I think it was 2010, you guys have raised more than like $180 million for charity, which is just unbelievable. How important has that partnership alone been for the growth of the tournament?
I mean, it's incredibly important. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, if you look at how we've grown over the last 10 years, a lot of that's directly related to WM's involvement. They've been incredibly great partners. We're incredibly aligned on so many different things. They allow us to have the largest zero waste event in the world, which means everything there is either reused or recycled. They are incredible supporters of us. And not just monetarily. When we say we want to go create a new structure, we want to go do something else. They're champions. They want us to push the envelope. They want us to make this event great and continue to kind of make it what it is. I mean, they've really leaned into this. Make it a party, make it fun, because the more people we can bring under this tent of golf, the better off it is for golf, A, and again, B, we can contribute more back to the community.
Jason, do you think that Live Golf tried to capitalize on what you guys do with the Coliseum hole at 16 and try to parlay that into something? It never really worked, especially the way that you guys have handled the 16th.
Yeah, I think they did. I think and thought, we should replace, just replicate this, because this is where fans want to be. This is kind of this is where people are traveling to go to, and what we should try to recreate. But I mean, look, we've had decades at TPC. That 16th hole didn't just happen overnight. I mean, that's a progression of years and years of slowly making it better and better, with some incredible events to make it so, right? Tiger Woods hitting the hole-in-one. I mean, that catapulted it, and the variety of hole-in-ones since then that allowed us to go from a single deck to a double deck to a triple deck. So, you can't just plop that down in the middle of a field and hope for the best. It really kind of evolved along with our city.
Jason Eisenberg joining us with the Thunderbirds, talking about the $20.6 million that was raised in this year's WM Phoenix Open. Talk about what the Thunderbirds do throughout the off season, when it comes to going to other tournaments to see what they do. Like I've been fortunate, last year, I didn't even think I brought you on that we talked about it. I was out in Quail Hollow for the PGA Championship last year, and they did a ticket where included food and soft drinks and things like that, which was a pretty cool concept. It could work at TPC Scottsdale, but what are some things that you guys are always doing to try to, take it to that next level every year?
Yeah, from the moment the last putt drops on Sunday, we're immediately regrouping and trying to figure out what went right, what went wrong, what could we do better. Chris Camacho, the assistant tournament chairman under me this year, literally took the reins the next day. We're having recap meetings with every venue, every person, to just try to figure out, what went right, what should we lean into, and what went wrong, and what can we learn from. And then, we do go out and travel to other tournaments. We do go talk to other executive directors of other tournaments and find what they're having success with, what they're not. It's definitely an evolving process. And I think that's why you've seen so much growth in our tournament over the last couple of years, is because, if you look at the size of our event last year or 10 years ago, we were still the biggest on tour 10 years ago. It would have been pretty easy for us to just go, we nailed it. Let's just kind of keep things status quo. But, we just keep moving them along. And I think that's why you see us win the Tournament of the Year award. You see the fans keep coming back, because hopefully they know that every year they come back, they'll see something new, they'll see something different, there'll be a new experience that they can try. I think it's what keeps it fresh.
There is so much construction going on in the valley, particularly around the Scottsdale area. Are you concerned that parking is going to become an issue? And I know that you bus people in, which works amazingly well.
We got that down.
But are some of those parking areas going to disappear? And is that a concern?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, when TPC was originally created, I mean, it was in the middle of nowhere. It was just desert around us. And, now that's slowly going away. Luckily, we do have things that are going to be permanent out there. We do have those fields immediately adjacent where we do parking. We do have Westworld, which is a huge resource for us. And then we just source it out, right? We have Talking Stick. There's a few other avenues where we can go grab parking. But yeah, it's, if you look at kind of our year over year on how we've changed and morphed parking, it's been a real challenge. And it's been a real challenge too, because we don't charge for parking. I think we're the only sporting event in America that doesn't charge for parking. So, to try to do all these things so that we know that every patron can come and enjoy it. It's always been a challenge, but we're up for the challenge. It's why we do what we do.
Jason, last one for me. It's a big undertaking for you to be the chairman and everyone who's done it before you and who's going to do it after you. Is there anything as you sit at the bar, it's, in March and you reflect on your 2 years? What is like one takeaway? Well, maybe something you didn't expect or a highlight or someone you may have met. Was there anything that really kind of stood out?
Oh man, that's a great question, and I could go on this for forever. I think a couple things. I think the dedication of the Thunderbird staff and what they do day in and day out, and how they how dedicated they are to this cause is absolutely unbelievable. I think the dedication of our local fans here is something that everybody in Arizona should be proud of. The fact that they come out and support us year over year over year. The fact that they're flying people in from out of state to host them. I think the general Arizona citizen has really taken ownership and pride in the event, and you see it everywhere. And then I think, last thing I'll say is I think when you see the effect that the tournament has on this community with our charitable give, it's really awe-inspiring. It's incredible to see when you're there and you're handing out these checks, and you see the services that these individuals are getting that they wouldn't have otherwise received. Like, it's just like the impact, the true impact that this event has is really just incredible. And I think seeing that firsthand has been really eye-opening sitting in this chair this year.
Well, you did a hell of a job. You made yourself available to us when we were at DraftKings and every time else. So we appreciate you. And next year, you're just going to sit back and just cruise control, right? It'd be really, just going to enjoy and watch some golf next year.
Yeah, I get to finally enjoy the Open again. It's I can't. Yeah, it's going to be great.
It'll be amazing. Jason, congratulations to you and all the Thunderbirds and the give back and $20.1 million. That's outstanding. And again, thanks for what you guys do for the community.
Really appreciate you having me on, guys. It's been a really fun year. Thank you for all your support, and I'll be on anytime you want me.
You got it. That's great. That's Jason Eisenberg, the chairman of the WM Open, at least for last year. And now he gets to kick back and watch some golf and have some fun. But again, $20.1 million. That's just absolutely gigantic. All right, coming up, Roc's Man Vice. Google is changing their search box for the first time in 25 years. And then TSA says you can bring as many rotisserie chickens on a plane as you can carry on. It's just some crazy stuff. We'll get into that, talk about the Nashville, the Super Bowl, and much, much more. That's next on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at
100club.org. When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. Because when I'm a teacher, I can help kids to learn and chase their dreams.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Sam a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a lot of caring teachers to make school fun. It took a lot of caring people to keep my dream alive. And now, because of them, I can be head of the class.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Do you roll like rock when it comes to romance?
What do you say we go out on a date? Have some chicken, maybe some sex. You know, see what happens.
Rock searches the world for tips on dating, divorce, marriage, pop culture, and even... Yeah, here's Rock's mad advice.
60% of the time, it works every time.
All right. I'm ready. Rock's Man Advice.
I'm ready.
It's where I take the most important stories of the week and bring them to you.
I cannot live without this.
So Google is changing its search box for the first time in 25 years. For basically our entire adult lives, it's just been that long, skinny bar where we type things like, you know, how long is chicken good, or can I eat cheese after midnight? You know, now Google is making it bigger and more interactive. You can now ask longer questions, upload photos, videos. You can do voice search. It's got an AI mode with follow-up questions. So Google's saying that, you know, like a classic search will still work, but you'll get more than just the normal answer.
My question
that's
is,
pretty badass.
why do I need that?
It's nice.
Maybe you could bring something to the show.
Oh, that's
I mean, it's called prep, maybe. Like, you know, you gave me FIFA. That's all you could bring.
I gave you that today.
Yeah, that's you got one this week.
Yeah.
So, California, this is where you should go move. California is exploring high-speed buses that could travel up to 140 miles per hour on freeway corridors. Now, this is meant for the long-distance travel, not the quick trip to the grocery store, but still 140-mile-an-hour bus. I mean, it doesn't seem right. I mean, you got L.A. traffic, and the idea of anything going 140 miles an hour is hilarious. Most people are trying to hit 14 miles an hour in that traffic.
If they have
this state is just so backwards.
If they have a special lane for them.
Where are they going to build it? Where are they going to build that?
I don't know. I'm just saying that if you had a high-speed lane.
I mean, all right, so what do you do about the cars in that HOV lane?
You don't let them in. It's
all right,
just
so now all those cars go out just so those buses can go 140 miles an hour.
Yeah, there you go.
Nashville is officially getting the Super Bowl for 2030 as the NFL owners voted to bring it to the Music City. Of course, they got a new stadium there. That's going to be awesome. I mean, the biggest challenge won't be hosting Super Bowl. It'll be getting fans from the bars to the stadium before halftime.
Yeah,
I mean, it's such a great city.
It is.
Wallet Hub rank the best budget-friendly summer travel destinations in the United States.
Okay.
Number 1, Atlanta. What? Why would you want to go to Atlanta?
It's hot and it is humid and it's got bugs in the summer.
Number 2 is Orlando.
I can see that.
Then Austin,
Yeah.
Washington, D.C.,
Yeah.
Honolulu,
Yeah.
Tampa. Philly made it.
Well,
Salt Lake City, Cincy, and Richmond.
there's a lot to see in Philly.
The worst was Ventura County, California. I love that area, which includes like Thousand Oaks.
Yeah.
You know, you go see Britney Spears' 20-acre estate. That's what you probably want to do. A
I've been
new
there.
lending tree report
Uh-huh.
says raising a child, you can fill in the blank, in America now costs more than blank over 18 years. How much does it cost to raise a child in
Over
America?
18 years. I'm going to say,
It's got to be a few $100,000.
I was just going to say about 110.
Okay. What do you got, Laz?
I would say probably $500,000 between sports. Maybe they go to private school. Everything.
Wow. This is a kid who grew up in North Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Listen to
Yeah.
Laz.
Am I way high?
See, where I grew up,
Yeah.
my parents made 20 grand a year.
Jeez.
That was it.
Like 18 years.
Jamal, you want to tap in on this? What's
Help us out,
Yeah, what do you
Jamal.
raising a child in America now costs what?
For 18 years.
Jamal must not be there. All right, 300,000 is the number.
What?
Yeah, parents are now spending almost 22% of their income on child-related costs. Now, the biggest is the daycare that has gone up.
Yeah.
Hawaii is the most expensive state to raise a kid, followed by Maryland, Massachusetts. Mississippi is the cheapest.
I can see that.
Yeah, how about that? Now, this is unbelievable. This is probably something up in the Seattle. Experts say schools need to give kids more recess.
I would go for that. I
Kids
love
need
recess.
at least 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
They need multiple breaks. It helps with exercise,
Yeah.
confidence,
Yeah.
friendship, stress,
Yeah.
even learning. Come on.
I'd go for that. I loved recess. I couldn't wait to
Yeah,
get
and
to
that
recess.
explains some of the challenges you have speaking and just doing regular, normal
things.
Your daily coffee habit
Uh-huh.
might actually be making you more tired. There's some folks that say that people use coffee as a Band-Aid for bigger issues like poor sleep, bad diet, or stress. So caffeine gives you a boost, but when it wears off, of course, you get that crash, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that coffee's bad. It just keep it to under 5 cups a day, they said, and don't turn it into like a dessert and stop drinking it.
Where are you and Manuch on that? Because you guys love your coffee.
I actually just dealing with a little blood pressure a little high. So my doc is like,
Yeah.
she's like, why don't you cut back on the caffeine a little bit? That may help. And sure enough, it has.
Okay.
So I was 2, 3 in the morning, and then one during the show.
Yeah.
Now I'm about 1.
Okay.
Maybe 2.
I do no more than 2 in the morning, and that's it.
Coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
Okay, but why don't you ever drink? Would you drink that crap right there?
What's
Don't
wrong?
say it out loud. But you shouldn't be drinking that. How can that be good for you? At 90 years old,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be drinking stuff that's in a can like that.
I like the
You know how much
taste of it.
caffeine is in that thing?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I drink that, I start racing.
Jeez.
Gets me fired
All
up.
right. TSA says you cannot bring a protein shake over 3.4 ounces through security, right? We all see that, right?
Yeah.
But if protein is your concern, the good news is you can bring as many rotisserie chickens as you can fit in your carry-on. That was actually a TSA social post.
Are you serious?
People immediately took it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Also allowed through TSA. This is so screwed up when you can't bring a bottle of water. Whole watermelons, live lobsters in clear containers,
I could see it.
live fish in a water, whole pies, cakes, bowling balls, bowling pins, but no bottled water.
There's no bottle
A
of water.
bowling ball is okay. A dead relative's okay.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
6 Costco chickens is okay, but you can't bring in a bottle of water.
How can you not bring water if the fish is going to be in water anyways? That doesn't even make sense.
Makes no sense. Pizza Hut
Yeah.
is still America's favorite chain for big pizza party orders. A new
Okay.
survey said that 19% goes to Pizza Hut, followed by Domino's, Papa John's, Little Caesars, and Marco's.
Look,
Not bad.
I go Pizza Hut. I mean, I'm not a pizza connoisseur guy. I love Venezia's.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Great stuff.
That's pretty interesting. A woman told Newsweek that during a divorce, she asked for 3 things: Just 3.
Okay.
The car,
Yeah.
the dog,
Yeah.
and her ex's Netflix password. And the Netflix password actually made it into the official divorce agreement.
What? Really?
She gets access indefinitely unless he cancels the subscription, which if this guy's got any brains, you cancel the
Yeah, I
subscription
would
and start
right
a
away.
new one.
Yeah.
How did that even get in there?
How? That's
Hey, there's a rumor going around that Tom Cruise and Pamela Anderson are hit.
No, she was hanging with Liam Neeson.
Hey, National Enquirer
Yeah.
said Tom reached out after seeing her in the last Showgirl, and they're supposedly staying in touch.
Uh-huh.
Tom's 63.
Yeah, he is.
Pam's only 58.
Yeah.
Nothing's confirmed
Yeah,
here, but I can see that, right?
Yeah.
All right, new report looked at the most desired body types using surveys, dating apps, and stuff like that. For men, the most desired body was 15% body fat, right there, right? For women was most desired was 30% body fat. Yeah. And so I guess curves are apparently in for women, and dad bods that may be out for men. Now this one's pretty screwed up.
Okay.
2 last stories are just so screwed up. Yeah, this is Roc's Man Vice. This is what I do all week when I'm not on the air. Male cleavage is apparently the new fashion trend.
Are you telling me man boobs?
Yeah, the film festival overseas. A bunch of models are now basically wearing these shirts where they forget the button. They forget that button on the top, and the shirt kind of comes down like women when they show their cleavage. So that's becoming a new trend. That's so. I mean,
Look,
maybe never mind. You got to be careful.
in the-
PC here,
Yeah,
but
it's true. But in the 70s and the discos, I had a Mr. T starter set of chains on my neck, and I buttoned my shirt up roughly just a little bit above the navel. The rest of it was wide open.
So you were ahead of your time.
I'm trying
back
not to
then.
picture that, but
No, I'm not
unfortunately
either.
I can.
Yeah, there's a woman on TikTok went viral for crying about men wearing flip-flops. She said that, can men please stop wearing flip-flops? It's really gross. And the video has tens of millions of views, and a lot of women are making comments, and they're agreeing. Complaints include the toe hair, the jeans with the flip-flops, the orthopedic flip-flops. In your case, you wearing the Birkenstocks.
No, they're not Birkenstocks.
Those are Birkenstocks. Those are Birkenstocks.
These
are
are
so out.
These are open-toed, comfortable.
Those are Birkenstocks. If you're over 80, you wear Birkenstocks.
Oh God,
Those
And
might
then,
make
like
the
my
TikTok.
dad wears them with socks.
I passed
it's
80
embarrassing.
long ago.
It's embarrassing.
He wears it with socks?
Yeah, I'm sure you would do that too.
I would never do that.
Yeah.
I got to
All right.
talk to your dad.
Yeah, no, you probably don't need to do that. All right, coming up, the TV voice of the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Ray. Some big news with the Suns and Gray Media. Just locked in a deal that keeps your games free over the air through 2030 and a brand new streaming app. But if you got YouTube, you don't get Channel 3. We'll talk about that next.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs are heating up, winning 5 of their last 6 games, and they'll look to keep that momentum rolling tonight as they welcome the Colorado Rockies to Chase Field for the start of a 3-game set. Eduardo Rodriguez gets the ball for Arizona as the D-backs look to stay hot against a struggling Rockies squad. First pitch is set for 6:40 with pregame coverage beginning at 6 on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Memorial Day weekend belongs at Twin Peaks. It's red, white, and brew featuring ice cold Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts, plus buckets, Red Bull vodka specials, and the Tunnel to Towers Give 5, Get 5 offer. Add in wall-to-wall sports with UFC, boxing, NBA playoffs, and the coldest beer in town. You've got the ultimate game day destination. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Hey, Arizona State football fans. London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up. When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Fight fans, Twin Peaks is your headquarters. Catch the greatest fight night action all month long, including premium matchups and wall-to-wall sports with no bad seat in the house. Grab made-from-scratch food, scenic views, and ice-cold beverages served at 29 degrees while every punch, takedown, and main event plays across the lodge. Don't watch the fight at homes. Watch them at Twin Peaks, where the energy feels like fight night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Sleep isn't just rest, it's restoration. Poor sleep can increase your risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night helps your brain clear toxins and stay sharp. Research shows that up to 40% of dementia cases could be prevented or delayed by addressing risk factors, including lack of sleep. Tonight, give your brain the rest it deserves. Learn more at alz.org/healthy habits. This message is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association and the Arizona Department of Health Services.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
That's a big news yesterday. The Suns and the Mercury became the first NBA and WNBA teams to offer games under a single broadcast partner across both linear and streaming. The Arizona family, which is Gray Media, Channel 3 and Channel 5. And that is where we get to watch our next guests during all Phoenix Suns games. And, of course, that is Kevin Ray. K-Ray joins us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. K-Ray, it's kind of a big deal. I mean, you got so many NBA markets that get burned with, the regional sports networks that collapsed and fans lost games and then they had to pay for them. What does this say about what the Suns are doing to allow, the Suns, the Mercury, even the Valley Suns get free games?
Yeah, look, it's a huge deal, Roc, and it's a credit to the leadership in the organization. Josh Bartelstein, Dan Costello, those guys, along with a few others, were really the point people on this. And the timing kind of turned out beautifully when things started kind of falling apart with what was then the TV home Valley, and they kind of looked at the landscape and saw where things were going. Saw what they felt like was a need, and then the timing of Matt Ishbia coming in and listening to his leadership and recognizing that the fans, the Suns fans, were really being underserved based on the previous kind of cable model, and so tip your cap to them, the kind of visionaries that they were, and then also for Gray Media, Channel 3, Channel 5, that whole group. And it's worked out, I think even better than anybody could have imagined. And I think the recent extension speaks to that.
K-Ray, I know that you know this, but currently the Suns are the only NBA team that offers this service up. Everybody else is on some sort of cable system or streaming system, and it is not always free to their fans. So once again, Matt Ishbia looking at the future and understanding how important the fans in the Valley are. So now that I've stated that, I will ask you this, okay?
Oh, where are you going, Jimmy?
Watching the Spurs and
wait. No, don't go NBA yet. Don't go NBA playoffs. I got more questions on this. This is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
So you're going to hold off on this.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
I'm sorry, K-Ray, because we can't just say this is a big deal for the Suns, and he wants to go automatically, wants to talk Spurs and OKC. So we're going to wait for that. Because I want to ask you this.
Okay.
Sorry, my name's on the marquee first, so I'm trumping these guys, K-Ray.
Hey, K-Ray, I make 38 cents an hour. That's it. That's what I get paid.
And Manuch is getting a nose job, so he's out for a
he's
week.
out.
So we're good. All right. When was the year, K-Ray, when was the year that Jerry Colangelo, when he was the owner of Suns, it was pay-per-view games for the Suns?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Goodness.
Pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. I'm trying to think of it. Was it
off the top of my? Yeah, I want to say it was maybe 98, 99.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. I don't remember. I want to say it was the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, when seemingly everything was pay-per-view, right?
Yeah,
and,
really.
Like most business people are going to do, they're going to tap into what they felt like was the model at the time. I mean, look, it's no different than all the streaming services now. And, the Suns were the hottest ticket in town at that time. And so as a businessman, you're trying to think, how can I maximize dollars?
Jeez.
And yeah, it was a short-lived venture, let's say.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember you had to go to the bar to watch the Suns game, and you couldn't watch it at home because you didn't want to pay the $29 or whatever it may have been back then. But geez, how things have gone, kind of totally 180 there. I mean, that's unbelievable. But Jimmy wants to ask you about the NBA playoffs in the Spurs and the Thunder.
Okay. Actually, I'm not asking him about those particular games. I'm asking him this. Because, K-Ray, with what you have seen from these two teams, in your estimation, and you do the Suns every night, in order for them to try to at least be somewhat competitive, how can they make that to be competitive next season? Because those two teams are not going anywhere.
Well, you're right. They're not. And look, here's the thing that call me Captain Obvious, but it's not just the Suns that are trying to get more competitive against those two teams. And we all, and I'm as guilty of it as anybody, we all become prisoners of the moment, right? Because that's the team that you see. And you remember last year when OKC won, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're going to win like 5 of the next 7 championships." And here they are a year later, and they're in a dogfight right now. And who knows, maybe they will go on to win this series and win another NBA championship. So I think that it's always good to kind of take a step back, because you always have to factor in contracts. You always have to factor in injuries, and that goes for every team. But I think the biggest and the most important word right now for Suns fans, and I know it's hard because, when we were children, we were what? We were impatient. When we're adults, we're what? We're oftentimes impatient.
Yes.
This is not going to be a lightning fast get competitive next season. I think that the Suns learned that lesson after 2 years of swinging for the fences, as Matt Ishbia said. But there's something to be said for being patient, going through the process, building out the right way. And look, this is not going to be a Suns team next year. I think even if they make some deals here in the offseason, it's not a team that's going to be a championship contender next year. I mean, we can sit here and, try to dance around what is the obvious, but there's only a couple teams in the West that you could say will be championship contenders next year. And so I think for the Suns fans, for all of us, patience is the key word, and consistency. There hasn't been a lot of consistency, guys, when you think about it over the last 3 years, right? From coaching staff to players. So there's a lot to be said for just also remaining consistent, having you're not going to get everybody back on the roster next year, but having a large part of that, because that goes a long way in creating the chemistry that is required to take down some of these Titans.
All right, let me follow up then with what you were just talking about, consistency. Portland's gotten better. We know Utah is going to be much better next season as well. The Lakers aren't going anywhere. I'm not sure what's going on with the Clippers and New Orleans and Memphis. But why is the West best? Why does the West have the best players and the most competitive games and more entertaining games as compared to the Eastern Conference?
Well, look, I mean, is that a rhetorical question? Because the roster as well as I do. So why?
Yeah.
I mean, the teams, the organizations in the West, the general managers, the coaches, the owners, when you look at a whole, they have made the best moves. And look, let's be honest, some of those moves has come a result of, the draft. And some of those draft positions have come as a result of tanking. That was the dirty word that I threw out there that the NBA is trying to take care of. I will always scratch my head, and I've had this conversation with a number of people in the last year. But you stop and think about it, guys. The Spurs and anybody who's been a longtime Suns fans knows the bitter battles that the Suns have had with the Spurs through the years, right? But have you ever stopped and stepped back and say, how is it one organization could be lucky enough to get 3 generational talents on both ends of the floor between David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now, the recent freak, Wemby. The alien Wemby, in, Wembanyama. But that's the reality of the situation right now. The West has been fortunate through shrewd moves, through free agent signings. But when you look at OKC and San Antonio specifically, it's been really built through the draft.
When you sit down for next season's opener, what do you most want to be saying about this team?
That they're a year wiser.
Okay.
They're a year stronger mentally, right? And they are just more in tune with one another. Look, I mean, I think we'd all like to say on night one that Jalen Green is completely healthy and ready to go. I know that Suns fans got frustrated with Jalen at times, but there was a lot to be said in terms of the lack of consistency and cohesiveness that we were able to see. And, if you think we were frustrated, try being Jordan out of the coaching staff. Because you never really, outside of 10 games, 12 games, you never really got to see who they could potentially be. And that's not an excuse. I think it's just a reality. We always talk about, who you are as a team at the quarter point of the season. So that's 21, 22 games. The Suns, barely got half of that with their core unit. So for me, that's what I want to see on night one, Roc, is a healthy roster on night one, and give me 20 to 22 games with that group And I think we'll have a better sense of really who this team can be. But I think all that being said, considering what they achieved this past season, I look for continued growth because everybody, starting with the guy that wears jersey number 1, I can tell you that there is at least 15 guys, number 1 being among them, who haven't left the Valley, who have been over at the practice facility almost every day. So this is a team that's hungry and is eager to build off what they accomplished last season.
So if Barkley were number 34 and Giannis wants number 34, I mean, what would you do? I mean, because that's Giannis, the Bucks, he's wearing number 34. So if he comes over to the Suns, I mean, what numbers is he gonna be wearing?
Do you guys do drug tests in the Rock?
Yeah, I know. We're at Twin Peaks. Yeah, Michelob Ultra's our partner today, so how it is.
We're already into it, Kay.
One of these days, I'm going to get the personal invite to come and do the show live with you guys. At Twin Peaks. But that
anytime.
Well, come on. Hey, let me ask you this: back many years ago, when did you, or even just a few years ago, did you ever think Kevin Durant was going to be on this team? Did you ever think Shaq was going to be on this team? I mean, there's been some crazy things that have happened in the past, right? That Kevin Durant thing was big. That Kevin Durant thing came out of nowhere, Super Bowl week. I mean, there was like, Kevin Durant's a Phoenix Sun?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was, oh my gosh.
I can say, well, I'll tell you what. I'll do this.
All right.
Even though they're one of your sponsors, if Giannis winds up in a Phoenix uniform, I will come to Twin Peaks and I'll buy you, Jimmy V. I'll get you dinner and a gift card since you're only making 38 cents an hour.
That's me.
So I will. Dinner will be on me for you and your crew at Twin Peaks if that guy is in a Suns uniform.
Man, wouldn't you love to lose that bet? I mean, that would be
awesome.
Well, it depends what you give it up, but yes, it would be something else. So, hey, we're allowed to dream in the off season, right? That's what you do. Right? You dream in the off season. Good stuff. Kevin, we appreciate you, man. We know you're busy getting ready for the 26-27 season, so thanks for taking some time for us.
He's at the pool.
Anytime, boys.
Thank you, K-Ray.
Man.
That's Kevin Ray. He is the man. He is the voice. He is your TV Suns play-by-play man. And again, at the news today, at least if you missed it, the games will be on Gray Media, which is Arizona Family for Phoenix Suns, the Mercury, the minor league Valley Suns. Games will stay free over the air across Arizona through 2030. They also created a streaming deal with the new Arizona Sports app. Somehow they got to figure out, and that's Gray Media. Gray Media needs to take this thing one step further, and they need to get on YouTube. Because a lot of people have YouTube and streaming, and Channel 3 is not on that platform. So hopefully that will change. All right, coming up, we're going to take on, we need one contestant at 602-230-0620, caller number 5, playing for a Twin Peaks gift card. And you're going to play against one of the gorgeous Twin Peaks girls here. It's called Peaks Picks. It's brought to you by Michelob Ultra. And you're going to be picking tonight's game between the Rockies and or tomorrow's game. Tonight's game, Rockies and D-backs.
Yep.
And then Thunder Spurs and then Canadians Hurricanes. If you get those right, if you can defeat one of the young ladies here, you'll win a gift card. So caller number 5 at 602-230-0620. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Twin Peaks Tempe.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Celebrate Memorial Day weekend at Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 50% bonus trade-in on all new inline golf clubs. Buy 2 dozen Strixon golf balls and get 1 dozen free. And all clearance apparel now 20% off. Shop us in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1971 and home to the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs. Defending the valley one home at a time. You push hard. You train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. WhoKnewSoda.com. Code ESPN.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Every person in a crowd deserves to feel safe. After 10 lives were lost at a concert, Pink Bows Foundation stepped forward, fighting for safer venues and crowd safety training. So when you walk into a concert or cheer on your team at a big game, Pink Bows wants you to feel protected and safe in a crowd. Our focus is to help prevent another tragedy. Visit pinkbowsfoundation.org. Pink Bows Foundation. Safer events save lives.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on an ESPN 620 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right. Win a $25 man card for one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, and Deer Valley. Now, time for Peaks Picks.
All right, we're out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. It's the red, white, and brew. Ice cold Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts, buckets, all kinds of specials. And they're doing the Tunnel to Towers promotion, give 5, get 5 offer. And, of course, wall-to-wall sports, the UFC boxing, the NBA playoffs, and, of course, the coldest beer in town. It's Twin Peaks, Eats, Drinks, and Scenic Views. And, of course, it's game day here at Twin Peaks, and we're trying to get our bartender, but she is busy, so she's probably not going to make it at this point because she's too busy. So Carvel is going to be able to come on, and we are going to get our picks from Laz. Laz is going to give us our picks. So Carvel, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy? What's happening? Thanks for playing today.
I'm wonderful on this Thirsty Thursday, man. How you doing?
Thirsty Thursday. I love
right,
it. I
man.
love it.
We're
All
good.
right. So our first game is we need who's going to win tonight's game between the Rockies and the D-backs. Is the Arizona's a solid favor right now, and the total is set at 9 runs. Not that matters, but when you got Eduardo Rodriguez getting the ball tonight for Arizona, odds are pretty good. So who are you taking tonight, D-backs and Rockies?
Oh, man, when I was a kid, before we had the Diamondbacks, somebody snatched a nice pinstripe Rockies hat off my head. And ever since then, I ain't messed with them. I'm a homer. D-backs all the way.
Oh, there you go, Carvel. All right, Laz, where are you going with that? Where are you going?
In honor of our Twin Peaks girl, I think she would have chosen the D-backs. So I'm going to go D-backs.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
Carvel, I can tell you right now, Laz is not smoking hot, okay?
Yeah,
Like the Twin Peaks ladies. Game 3 tomorrow night. The Thunder at the Spurs. It's even at 1-1. Who wins that game, Thunder Spurs, tomorrow night?
I said I'm a homer, so it kind of hurts me to say either one of them names, but I'm gonna go with the Spurs.
Okay. And
Laz, we going then?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Thunder to get back home court.
Ooh, going with Thunder.
Okay.
All right, then let's go into the Eastern Finals with the Cinderella Montreal Canadiens at the top seeded Carolina Hurricanes, and Carolina is a clear favorite by roughly about 64%. This game is tomorrow night, man, and hockey ratings have been monster. They've been real big this postseason, but the road favorites have been cashing in throughout the NHL playoffs. With that said, Carvel, who do you like in this hockey game?
Yeah, I heard those hockey ratings are going up, and I have no part in that, so I'm just gonna go with the Dogs.
I have no part in
Going with the dog. He's going with the Cinderella Montreal Canadiens. I love it.
That's a great line.
Yeah, great take
Carvel.
there.
Yeah,
All right, Laz?
I'm going with the Carolina Hurricanes. I think they're just too good.
Carolina Hurricanes. All right,
They're
good
good.
stuff. Hey, Carvel, man, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for listening to us today,
Appreciate y'all.
man. Have a great
You got
weekend.
it.
You guys, Carvel joining us, and hopefully he'll get that gift card from Twin Peaks. And we were all set with our. That's the first time in maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah. You haven't been on the
I've
show for
listened-
10 years.
I haven't been.
Why do you say
I've
that?
been
Is that an old guys? You
Yeah,
always have to
it
say
is.
something like.
No, not always.
Just let me finish the point.
I am. I'm listening to you.
Probably the first time in 10 years that the Twin Peaks server or bartender could not come on the show with us.
And so we got stuck with
because
Laz?
they're a little busy here. I mean, we have
They're real
the
busy.
big wigs from Michelob Ultra and Bud Light here. We got my family's here. I mean, it's no one works in this town. I mean, here
Well,
we
they all
are
came
at
to
about
see you.
3:00 is happy hour.
They all came to see you.
No, it's
Yes,
with Jimmy B. I think that's what does
I
it,
don't
right?
think I'm the draw.
I mean, I think that's
it.
totally the draw. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about the D-backs. They swept the Giants right out of Chase. 3 games, 23 runs. Ketel Marte going back-to-back. And then Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers. We're going to do a little throwback Thursday with Aaron. I'm bringing back some sound of when he had his first press conference with the Jets. We'll start it off when he threw a Hail Mary against the Cardinals, which seemed like forever. It was 2016. So got some really cool, fun sound that we used to play as Manuch and I have been doing this for 21 years. And Jimmy's been with us. Well, how long have you been with us?
About 7 or 8 now.
It's been that long?
I know you guys have really suffered.
No.
This show has really suffered since you let me come on.
And then Howard Balzer will join us.
It'll
as well.
suffer more, too, when Howard comes on.
Well, Howard, I mean, he was on with us, last 2 days.
Yeah. He did a great job.
And then again today, I would have thought he would have got the day off.
Well, he said, am I still scheduled for my regular 3:30 tomorrow? We said, if you want it, it's yours.
So he took it.
And it's his.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but
he wanted to be on with you, Rock. Your name's on the marquee.
Yeah. Well, at least you finally figure that out. But we have some fun bits that when he was with the Jets, and then when he agreed with the Steelers, and here we are. We got a parody with Steal Away with Michael McDonald, and it's pretty cool stuff. And have some fun with the State Farm Insurance Pitchman, because just get ready. It's going to be a season from hell if you are not an Aaron Rodgers fan, because it is going to be all Aaron Rodgers all the time, his farewell tour. It's going to be brutal. Well, we'll get into that next. It's Rock, it's Manuch, it's Jimmy B. We're right here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. And I can't believe that it's our first time the young lady didn't join us, and Laz had to be our Twin Peaks gal.
I know.
I did
Tough
good.
stuff. All right, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Major letdown.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PASS to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Hey, it's Gambo, and I'm with Stuart Willis, the president of Asset Preservation, Wealth, and Tax. Stuart, there's all these different phases to save in your life, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. But when you get close to retirement age, isn't it wiser to start to make sure that you're more conservative with your money instead of more aggressive?
First of all, it all depends on your comfort level with risk. You don't want to mess up your retirement. You see the finish line is close and you want to be done. Most people know this. People who want to be rich buy stocks. People who are already rich buy fixed income, which is why you've moved to a more conservative approach personally.
Yes, because it's important for me to make sure I protect the money I've been able to save so far.
That's why it's important to know exactly what your comfort level with risk is.
So if you want a financial advisor that can work with you and help you with the risk management, call Stuart Willis at Asset Preservation, Wealth, and Tax at 602-877-PLAN for a free portfolio review.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, we're hanging out here at Twin Peaks. It's where you can find us in Tempe, and some breaking sad news to pass along, Ryle, to everybody. It just broke, and that is NASCAR driver Kyle Busch has died. They rushed him to a hospital a couple of days ago. He was just 41 years of age. He was driving for the Busch family, Richard Childress Racing, etc. 41 years of age, NASCAR mourning the loss of driver Kyle Busch. Laz, you told me he won a race just like a month or so ago.
He's won a race this year, and he's been steady in the competition in every single race. I mean, he is still far from out of his prime. I mean, he was announced to be in the hospital with an illness, and they said he was out of the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend. But when you hear he's in the hospital or at the doctor or anything for an illness, you don't assume that he's going to lose his life. He had lots of racing and lots of life ahead of him. That's an absolutely gutting, tragic, heartbreaking loss.
It really is, and that is a very hard blow for NASCAR and the NASCAR fans and the rest of the community. So Kyle Busch passes at the age of 41.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's get into a little D-backs and Colorado tonight. Look, nice sweep of the Giants. Prior to that, the D-backs took 2 of 3 from the Rockies when they played in Denver. So you're playing against 2 bad teams. The Giants are really a dumpster fire. I don't think Colorado is as bad as San Francisco, but they're not a great Major League Baseball team. And right now, this is when you get on a little bit of a run. Now, you took 2 of 3, as I referenced, in Colorado. You swept the 3-game series with the Giants. So you're on a 4 winning streak right now. You need to continue that. And here's why it's so important. And people will say, well, you don't have to worry about the wild card until you get into August. That's the furthest thing from the truth than I could think of. It always has to be at the top of your list. And why is that? Because you cannot afford to be 8, 9, 10 games out of the wild card when you get into August. And so when that arrives, you need to be in contact with all of those other teams who are going to sprint to the finish, just like you hope the Diamondbacks are going to do. So from the aspect of winning these games against downtrodden teams, they need to capitalize. And you get Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound tonight.
Yeah, in theory, he's probably the ace of the staff right now.
At the moment.
So you got a home game with a hot baseball team, your ace pitching against one of the lowly teams, not only in the National League, in the MLB. These are games you got to have. We took 2 out of 3 in Colorado, which is good. But this is a series where you can hope to maybe even sweep, get a winning streak going. Because you guys said it on the show, you and Howard yesterday, you got to have one of these 4, 5, 6 turn into a 10-game winning streak, and that really sets you up for the long haul this season. So if they can do that and stay hot here, get a few games over 500, it'll help set up the dog days of summer here, get the rest of the season propelled going forward.
I'm with you on that 100%. And this is the time, because not only do you have 4 games now with Colorado, then you go to San Francisco for a series, and then you go to Denver again for a series. So you can really take advantage of what the schedule is offering you right now.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not going to have these easy games all season. They're going to go through a stretch in the next 30, 60 days where they're playing teams like the Dodgers and the Padres and the Braves and the National League Central. So you got to take advantage of these games. And on top of that, they're relatively healthy. I know you still have the arms that have been out for a year or two, but they're relatively healthy with their bats and their arms, and that's not guaranteed in a 162-game season. So you really got to capitalize on these moments and win the games that you're on paper supposed to win.
And you need to have Ketel Marte get hot, and it seems like he is at just the right time. He was floundering early in the season. It seems now that he has found that rhythm in his stroke, and it is indeed paying dividends. Corbin Carroll, can you check the lineup there and see if he's in the lineup tonight? You guys might remember listening to the show that he banged out a triple, and the throw going to third base nailed him on the top of the head. He did not play in yesterday's game, although the skipper, Torey Lovullo, came out and said that it had nothing to do with a concussion or anything like that, and it was just going to be a day of rest for him. Do we have an update?
So we don't have a lineup right now.
Okay.
I'll keep you posted for that.
All right.
But I think Corbin's head should be fine. Like you said, I think that was just a chalked in rest day, a matinee day to give him an extra couple of days of rest because you have the day afternoon game and then you have the night. So it gives him a good 48 hours to kind of relax. But that was crazy because his helmet always flies off when he's running to second and third for those extra base hits. But I didn't realize until after I watched the video, I said, wait, that was his plain head, and the ball went shooting 100 feet the other way off of his head. And he's grabbing his head as he's running home. But he only left the field for a few moments, and he came back. But that's a champion right there. He said, I'm still scoring.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the question yesterday, and you were busy, Les, so I didn't get a chance to ask you that question. So I'll ask it now while we have time. And the question was, is Corbin Carroll the most exciting player that the Diamondbacks have had in the last 10 to 15 years?
Definitely in my generation, yeah. And if you're saying 15 years, you go back to 2010.
Yes.
I can't remember anybody from when I was growing up in my childhood that was nearly as exciting as Corbin Carroll. You had some fast guys and some good outfielders back then, like an Eric Burns, a Chris Young, but they didn't have what my generation says, the aura that Corbin Carroll has. So he's got a lot of style, he's got a lot of swag, and he's a great baseball player. And when you bring a power hitting bat with wheels like that, it's obviously going to be exciting. And he's a great outfielder. So I think you can make a fair case to say it's going to be him or Ketel Marte.
The thing that I always say is the greatest play to watch in Major League Baseball is an inside the park home run.
There's been a lot of them lately.
And there have been. Yeah, it's been highly entertaining. The second greatest is when Corbin Carroll lashes one into the gap or down the line, and he turns on the jets at second base and goes steaming into third for a triple.
It's great. And back in 2023, when Corbin was a rookie, I think we have talked recently on the show, like what is the identity of these D-backs teams? Part of what made the D-backs so hard to beat and so hard to play against in 2023 is the slogan was they created chaos on the base paths.
That's correct.
So you get a guy on, he's immediately taking second. You get a base hit, he's immediately, scoring from second. So if you can continue to create chaos on the base path with fast guys like Corbin and the rest of your lineup, that's their identity right there. So they need to continue to embrace that. And when you create chaos, like we're saying on the base path, it gets in the pitchers' heads and it gets hard to face the batters after that. So that's how you're going to score more runs. That's how the offense is going to heat up, and that's how you're going to win games.
So it is the beginning of a 4-game set tonight downtown Chase Field. So there is NBA action tonight. It is the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers at the New York Knicks. It was an ugly game one until the middle of the fourth quarter. And the Knicks came on and outscored the Cleveland Cavaliers 44-11 in the fourth quarter, came back from a 22-point deficit near the 8-minute mark and ended up winning the game in overtime. So the Knicks have a 1-game-to-none lead. What do you expect to see tonight?
Well, the first key is don't blow a 22-point lead with 4 minutes left.
That's fair.
That'll help you out. Another thing is part of what helped the Cavs get by Detroit in that last series was Jared Allen and Evan Mobley dominated in the paint. It was the opposite story in game one versus the Knicks. They got destroyed in the paint. I just looked. They got outscored 60-38 in the paint. So the Cavs use their size to their advantage. They can't get outscored like that because they have the better big men. So they can't get outscored like that in the paint. And then secondly, you can't let Brunson go off for 40. If he scores 35, 40, you're not going to win.
You're not going to win.
So that's what needs to change if the Cavs want to have a chance. Other than that, good luck dealing with that crowd at MSG. They're crazy as well.
They are.
I would lean towards the Knicks, but the Cavs looked like they outplayed them for 90% of that game. So maybe the Cavs can steal one tonight and get home court, but we'll see. It'll be a good game.
In the National Hockey League, the Western Conference Finals began last night. Las Vegas walked into Denver and beat the Colorado Avalanche 4-2. Tonight, it is the beginning of the Eastern Conference Finals. Montreal Canadiens, one of the surprise teams in the East, on the ice against what many people believe the Carolina Hurricanes, the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I think there's actually no doubt about that. They definitely probably, at least in my opinion, are the best team in the East. I actually don't think they've lost a game in the playoffs yet. I think they swept both the first two rounds.
They did.
So if Montreal wants to have a chance, they need to lean on their goaltender. They have Dobish, and he stands on his head. He's been a brick wall back there, so he needs to have an outstanding game to stop and slow down the Hurricanes because they are fast. They are lightning quick.
Yeah, if you saw a lot of pace when you watched last night's game between Vegas and the Avalanche in Colorado.
So fast.
Wait till you see Carolina. Because they're
so rested,
they
too.
Are.
Haven't lost yet in the playoffs.
Haven't lost.
So rested.
Yep.
Yeah, they're the favorite going in.
They were.
Do you guys, you heard me during the Twin Peaks Michelob Ultra picks. I got to say that because Michelob Ultra and Bud Light are here right now. Do you think it's a Cinderella story with Montreal, or is that a little bit of an extreme?
I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I believe that they were a team that people felt would be a possible team that would make the playoffs, but on the fringe, they did get in, and then they figured out ways to win. They eliminated the Buffalo Sabres in the second round in overtime at Buffalo, so they're riding a big high right now. But Rocky made a good point about watching the Carolina Hurricanes. It is a totally different animal with that team.
They really are.
Is.
The Canadians have to forecheck and forecheck hard to slow down the speed of Carolina because that's what's helped them get by these first two series is they're very scrappy. So you're going to have to be scrappy. And what could make them a Cinderella story is that you haven't had a Canadian team since '93 win the Cup. But I mean,
it was them. And it was them.
But
Montreal.
the Canadian teams are supposed to be doing that, so it's not necessarily a Cinderella story. but they've been on quite the journey so far this playoffs. So it would be cool to see them go.
What's interesting is, Raleigh is a small market, and I was there 2 weeks ago at NC State for my nephew's graduation. I didn't see on anywhere that they even existed.
Wow.
Like a Jersey. Wow. We had Rick Horrow on earlier, right?
Yeah.
He's out there on the East Coast, down in the Florida area down there, and he says you don't see any fans at all.
Wow.
It's just hard to believe. I mean, they had the number one seed in the East. I mean, they had a heck of a regular season. I think they had 53 wins, which is the best in the league. And you mentioned it. They sweep Ottawa. They sweep Philly. And, you're entering the finals. Are you entering these, the conference finals with 8-0 in the postseason? You're fully rested. You're favored against Montreal big time. This is going to be something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm anxious to see what happens tonight. It's going to start at 5 o'clock. Then they'll go Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. I do like the fact that hockey goes every other day.
I do too.
With that one travel day, you go 3. But for the fact that it's just 2, and man, I don't even know who to root for. I don't have, I don't have
a dog.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, I think I lean towards Colorado.
Okay.
Just because I think they're overall they had a strong season as well.
They did.
I don't know why I root against Montreal. I guess I like to have some fun with those diehard puckheads that are from Canada.
Yeah.
And like your team hasn't won since '93, or a team has won in '93, and that's just, I don't know if there's something to that.
You want to see the ratings continue to go up and watch the best Stanley possible of these 4 teams. You want the Avalanche to play the Hurricanes. They've been the 2 most consistent and best teams in the league all year.
I agree.
And they are by far and away the 2 fastest teams in the entire NHL. That would be an incredible series. And I think the Avs are so good that they would still beat them in 5 or 6. But that's the series you're looking for if you want a good Stanley Cup.
All right, 4 MVPs, 1 ring, 4th all-time in touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers says this is the end. So where does he rank among all-time greats? Top 5? Or does that one Super Bowl knock him down the list? We're going to settle it. We're going to bring back some old sound, a little throwback Thursday action. When he was a Jet, when he went over to Pittsburgh. So we'll have some fun with that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Growth is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit StayCool-Products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat. Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you can win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last. Price and valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
You my little boo thing, so I'll give a hoot what you do say, girl.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B here from Twin Peaks in Tempe. And Aaron Rodgers did announce yesterday that he is going to be done for the season, after this season, that is, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I thought maybe we'd go back and a little throwback Thursday, and we'll discuss, obviously where he sits when it comes to his resume with 4 MVPs. Only Peyton Manning has more with 5. Of course, Aaron has 1 Super Bowl ring. He's got the MVP as well in the Super Bowl. And, where in that game he did beat the Steelers, by the way, and now he's going to finish a career with the Steelers. 10-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro. I mean, the list goes on and on, so we'll dive into that. But, it was fun when he went to the Jets, right? Would you agree?
Yeah,
I mean, that was kind of fun. So we're going to play some different bits that we have played over the years with Aaron Rodgers, and kind of just having some fun, some parodies and all. But we'll launch it right here with him on the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers on the Jets.
And then immediately kicks into the first press conference with the Jets.
This is a surreal day for me. After spending 18 years in the same city, I'm here because I believe in this team. I believe in Coach Saleh. A big thanks to the Jets organization. Obviously, a big thanks to the Green Bay Packers organization for an incredible run. That chapter is over now, and I'm excited about the new adventure here in New York. I'm an old guy, so I want to be a part of a team that can win it all. And I believe that this is a place we can get that done.
That was the key right there. A place where he can win it all.
Actually, they were a pretty good team that he went to. But then
you think? They didn't have a quarterback until he got there.
Well, yeah, but they had players when he arrived, and then he blows his Achilles right away.
And then Mr. Jets here. We haven't labeled Mr. Jets.
Okay.
Hi, good neighbor. Welcome to Mr. Aaron Rodgers' neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a football game. I'm clear of the virus and ready to play. Though I falsely stated I'd been vaccinated. I thought that I might get an allergy or damage my manly fertility. That's why I falsely stated I'd been vaccinated. I have never trusted a politician, left or right. I have no problem if I infect everybody in sight. But I'll make a promise and swear that it's true. If I play this Sunday, we'll be 8-2. Everything's fine, 'cause I paid a fine. So won't you please quit bothering me? Won't you please quit bothering me? Asking if I've been vaccinated. Thanks, good neighbor.
Little throwback Thursday with Aaron Rodgers. And then, of course, we know how it all started. Yeah. I mean, he gets there, and with the second play, was it?
Second play.
Second play. It was a Thursday night football to start the season, all that hype. And
Bang.
Bang.
There goes the Achilles.
Hi, good neighbor. Welcome to Mr. Aaron Rodgers' neighborhood. It was a beautiful night for a football game. I took a snap and felt a sharp pain. I thought, really? Tore my Achilles? I was really looking forward to playing for the Jets. I'm glad you Bills fans lost all your bets. Too bad. But I'll be back this time, maybe next year. Unless I get fat, drinking way too much beer. Keep rooting for the Jets. Hopefully this year better than the Mets. And don't you please give up on me, 'cause I'll be seeing you later. Don't you please give up on me, 'cause I'll be seeing you later. Later, fans.
And then last one, of course, he
That's
does
pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think this one is, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the parody Steal Away. And this is Michael McDonald when, of course, he agrees to terms to the Steelers, which is expected just to be a one-year deal. But, of course, he is going to be there for another year.
And now, Aaron Rodgers' daily moment of Zen.
That's the way you do it. Money for nothing, checks for free. Money for nothing, and checks are free.
That was Aaron Rodgers' daily moment of Zen.
All right, I didn't set that up correct. So that was the moment of Zen and money for nothing.
That is pretty funny, though.
I guess we don't have the clip, I thought, for the Steelers. So anyway, we didn't have the clip for the Hail Mary either. So I'm striking out today. Anyway, when we look at the Aaron Rodgers and what he has accomplished, when you look at the all-time touchdown ladder, it goes Tom Brady to Drew Brees to Peyton Manning to Aaron Rodgers and to Brett Favre. So is the fourth most prolific TD passer in the history of sport. Does this make him a top 5 quarterback of all time?
He's in that conversation.
And you're throwing in Joe Namath, you're throwing in Joe Montana, you're throwing in Terry Bradshaw, you're throwing in
Dan
all
Marino.
Dan Marino. I go on and on.
Yeah, I mean,
so where do you really rank? I mean, where you're throwing
he's probably
Elway in there,
yes,
and Mahomes.
No, not Mahomes yet.
Not yet.
He's climbing.
Yeah, I know, but not yet. He's got to be. He's top 10 for sure. And I'm just trying to run some names through my brain here, and which is always a struggle. I say he's probably top 8. I put him in top 8.
Are you putting Brady first or Montana first?
No, I'm putting Brady first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then is Montana number 2? So you get that argument quite a bit.
Like
if Manuch is here today, I think he would still go with Montana.
He would. No, I'm going Brady. I really am.
Here we got like Staubach, John Elway.
I'm putting Elway up there. I'm not putting Roger Staubach.
No, they have Mahomes at 4.
Who's they?
Google AI, as we talked about earlier.
See, that's what I say. I don't pay any attention to that crap.
I think when you look at where they rank, I think we're not even talking about Peyton Manning there.
Well,
when you talk about untouchables, I think it's Brady, Montana, Manning.
Yeah.
Would you put it those 3 in that order?
Yeah, I like that 3.
That's what Google AI has. 1, 2, 3.
All right, and then it goes Mahomes 4.
Then Marino, Elway, Rodgers, Breeze, Staubach, Otto, Graham.
What about Favre?
He might be right on the outside looking in, but he could be on there.
Wow.
I mean, none of us watched Otto Graham play, but it must have been good.
Not all this. Not all this.
Hey, come on now.
That's good. I'm calling you young, Jimmy.
I appreciate that. Thanks. Hey, Otto Graham could play.
With Aaron Rodgers to the farewell tour, it's going to be rough for fans that aren't big fans of him.
Brock, you're on this. Do you really think
Well, he's taken over. He's taken over for me as the next Tom Brady.
Okay, I can tell that, yeah.
Tom Brady was just.
Oh, you loved it.
It was all about Tom Brady. It was last year, and then he retires, and he comes back.
Yeah.
I don't see that with Aaron Rodgers. I don't see him coming back.
No, I don't either.
But boy, I just am not. I'm not a fan of farewell tours in sports. I'm just not. Like, if LeBron's done, then he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come back and say I'm going to play one more year, and then he's going to go to every last game when he comes into Phoenix. They're going to give him a motorcycle, or they're going to give him a guitar, or whatever it's going to be.
They did that for Jabbar. They did that for Larry Bird.
I don't know if you need to do that anymore.
I agree with that. I don't think that LeBron is the type of guy that wants that.
I disagree.
He's going to get it.
I think he wants it more than anybody.
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Is because at 42, he will turn 42 in the middle of next season. He's probably still one of the top 20 players in the world. at 42 years of age. So if you're thinking of doing a retirement tour, it's not like where Kareem retired and he was scoring 8 points a game. This dude is still playing at an extremely high level.
Now, I will tell you, I had no problem with Kobe Bryant and his, it was the gold standard with him. I mean, every arena gave him tributes all season long.
Yes.
And how does he end his career? 60 points in his final game.
And a mic drop.
Yes. I mean, I think what I wasn't a big fan of, I didn't think we needed it. Dwayne Wade, everywhere he was going, he's swapping jerseys out, things like that. When you look at the NBA, I mean, no one who had a massive one in. I don't know if you guys think it was relevant. Was Derek Jeter?
Oh, that was necessary.
You think it was?
Yeah.
And what did he do in his final home game? Walk-off hit.
That's it.
At Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Wayne Gretzky did a farewell tour.
Yeah, but he did it with the New York Rangers.
Yeah.
So he changed teams. So he went from Edmonton to Los Angeles, and then to the Rangers in New York.
There's some others that have done it too.
The Derek Jeter walk-off was great because you can't force a hit. But Kobe shot the ball 50 times.
Still 60 points. I mean, I would rather look at like a Peyton Manning who went out by winning Super Bowl 50.
Right.
That's the way you go out, right? If you have that opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, for Tom Brady, his retirement was just so drawn out. It's like, go already, and then now he's just trying to be relevant, right?
He is relevant. He's on Fox doing their
$300 million a year.
Tom Brady was good until he retired. That Super Bowl, Peyton Manning could barely get out of the pocket.
He could.
He was in a wheelchair.
He was.
We're going to talk to Howard Balzer next, talk about, everything NFL with him, get his thoughts on that with Aaron Rodgers farewell. But right now, here is Laz with another Twin Peaks ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs are heating up, winning 5 of their last 6 games, and they'll look to keep that momentum rolling tonight as they welcome the Colorado Rockies to Chase Field for the start of a 3-game set. Eduardo Rodriguez gets the ball for Arizona as the D-backs look to stay hot against a struggling Rockies squad. First pitch is set for 6:40 p.m. with pregame coverage beginning at 6 on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Memorial Day weekend belongs at Twin Peaks. It's Red, White, and Brew featuring ice-cold Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts, buckets, Red Bull vodka specials, and the Tunnel to Towers Give 5, Get 5 offer. Add in wall-to-wall sports with UFC, boxing, NBA playoffs, and the coldest beer in town. You've got the ultimate game day destination. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and game day done right.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner Rowe, it's the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Celebrate Memorial Day weekend at Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 50% bonus trade-in on all new inline golf clubs. Buy 2 dozen Strixon golf balls and get 1 dozen free. And all clearance apparel now 20% off. Shop us in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1971 and home to the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Uinta Golf by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
At the Y, strength means something different. It means people of all ages being together. It means you can be swishing the game-winning shot, learning to plie in first position, jabbing, crossing, and hooking a punching bag, canoeing in the lake at summer camp, donating food for your neighbors, watching your son learn about water safety in the pool. 175 years later, there's still no place like this place. Get involved at your Y. Learn more at ymca.org.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and co-host of the Pro Football Hall of Fame show on SiriusXM. A Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Howard, just got to ask you, 3 days in a row that you have to talk with Jimmy B. I mean, how did the last 2 days go with you and Jimmy B? Did you get a word in?
Oh, absolutely. I got plenty of words in, no doubt about it. I mean, hey, Jimmy B and I know how to share a microphone. There's no doubt about
it. Yeah, I love it. Hey, we were just talking before you came on about Aaron Rodgers, his final year. At least he said he's going to come back for one more year. What is your take on players doing farewell tours?
It's a good. I have no problem with it. I mean, I don't think he did that to, create a farewell tour, if you will. Some players don't want any part of it. Some are fine with it, and I don't know that it's that big a deal, really. I mean, sometimes we seem to see it more in baseball. I mean, I can remember some guys when everyone knew it was their last year and the player announces retirement. They go to different cities and they give them gifts and all kinds of stuff like that. I don't know if we're going to see anything like that, but here's the thing, guys. I mean, we're the ones who make it into a farewell tour. I mean, the player's playing his last season. Everyone knows it. And when they go to different cities, it'll be his last time there. His last home game will certainly be an interesting one, although he doesn't have obviously a lot of history with Pittsburgh. But I don't know. I think a little bit is too much is made of it. It's just, hey, this guy's playing his last season, and everybody can treat it as they so desire.
Howard, it cracks me up because people seem to think that with Rodgers back and being in the division that they are in, they seem to think that once again they are going to be mired in mediocrity, which is the farthest thing from the truth. He was one of the better quarterbacks last year. And to be perfectly honest with you, they have upgraded the offensive line. They've upgraded the wide receiver core as well for the Steelers. And he's got himself a coach that he's extremely comfortable with.
Yeah.
How do you see this play out then?
It's a great question because, as we know in the NFL, so many things have to go right to be able to win. He had a solid year last year. It went down to the final game of the season for the division, and if the Ravens kicker, makes a field goal, then the Steelers aren't even in, the postseason. But and here's the thing about the NFL. Mediocre, I guess you consider right around 500 being mediocre. Well, that's 8-9, 9-8. There's not that much difference between going 9-8, 11-6, right? I mean, you win a couple close games, and all of a sudden the whole perception of your season is so much different. And so, that division is competitive. Baltimore is going to be good. I think Cincinnati, they stay healthy. Jimmy, we talked about that the other day. I think, they're going to be a good team. The Browns, we don't even know who the heck the quarterback is going to be. But, I think they'll have a solid season. And if some breaks go their way and they, stay injury-free, they're capable of winning 10 or 11 games. But then again, if things don't go their way, they might only win 8 or 9. So, but yeah, I don't see it as mediocre though. He gives them credibility and gives them a chance to be successful. If he wasn't their quarterback at this stage, well, I don't know how many. I think people would be surprised if the Steelers won, 6 to 7 games, with Mason Rudolph or whoever else they would trot out there.
Howard Balzer joining us here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. Howard, will Josh Sweat be a Cardinal on opening day this season?
I would expect him to be. And, now all of a sudden with the whole Jacoby Brissett thing, everybody's a little tired of talking about that. So they're saying, what's going on with Josh Sweat? And there's some people putting out stuff that they heard, he wasn't happy. There was a rumor out there, I recall, way back at the beginning of the league year that supposedly he had asked for a trade, but it got no traction. So that told me that there really wasn't much to it. He wasn't at OTAs last year, right after he had signed. And so guy's making a whole lot of money, obviously. And so this is just the way he treats the voluntary workout. So, yes, I mean, you never know. I'm never surprised by anything. But, yes, I do believe that he will probably be there for the mandatory minicamp that starts on June 8th, training camp. And then, yes, he will be with the Cardinals for week 1. I'd be surprised. I guess I should never say I'd be surprised by anything, but I really believe he will be there with the Cardinals.
Howard, why do people put so much, I guess fans do, so much stock in OTAs when it is voluntary?
There's way too much stock put in it. I mean, just generally. I mean, even some of the media. I mean, they start posting little clips of, look at this. Oh, look at Carson Beck. Look how he looks, right? And it's just it's just guys running around in shorts, and it's not football. That's the bottom line to this. Every other sport, and that's the case of most practice in football in the NFL. It's not really football. When you go out and practice baseball, it's baseball. When you go out and practice basketball, it's basketball. When you go out and practice football, you're just in shorts and doing different things. And it has no reality or no comparison to what a game is like in the NFL. So there's way too much put into it, but it is, it is something going on. But you just absolutely, as I always say, you just cannot overreact to anything you see. I see stuff coming out of other teams where there's media that are able to watch a little bit more than normal. They're tracking. And even in training camp, you see it sometimes. This quarterback was 11 for 13, and he did this and he did that. And I'm going, what are you talking about? It's just crazy. Everyone jokes practice. It's not even really practice. I mean, it really isn't. It's just going through the motions. I shouldn't say going through the motions, but it's going through the plays and all that, getting comfortable with the team is doing, with the system, being where you're supposed to be. And that's what it's all about. And let's be honest, none of us in the media, no fans, know where players are supposed to be on certain plays. I mean, that's just all part of the scheme and the game plan and all those things. And none of us really know if somebody's making a mistake or not.
Howard, when did it become a lack of the media watching practices in the offseason? When did it really make a turn that there wasn't the access that there isn't it now? I mean, there used to be a lot of access. When did it all change?
The access is pretty good for the OTAs. The media that is there is able to watch, the entire practice. And you're only, the TV stations and photography and all that, usually you can only film like the first 20 minutes or so, but you're able to be there the whole time. Same thing with training camp. You're able to be there the whole time. Where it's really changed, to your question, is in the regular season. I mean, I can remember back in the day when practice was just totally open, and the media was able to be there for an entire practice. during the regular season. Little by little, coaches get paranoid. There's probably no bigger paranoia than there is among head coaches in the National Football League. And then some of them would say, well, what's all this media? What are they doing out here? They don't need to be here. And so it got cut off to basically the first 20 minutes where you can watch stretching and individual drills, and then it's bye-bye, see you later, and you really can't see much of anything, obviously beyond that. So that's changed in the regular season. But the off season, it's still pretty open in terms of being able to be out there. But you're only supposed to report on a certain amount of things. You're not supposed to report on different aspects of the things that you see, even when it's in May or June, as opposed to September.
All right, Howard, big picture. What's the one storyline Cardinal fans should be watching this summer? One storyline. One big one. Now we know the quarterback. All right, so that one's pretty obvious with Jacoby Brissett. Yeah. Maybe I should preface by saying, with the exception of Jacoby Brissett, what is one big storyline that Cardinal fans that are maybe on the fence on what they're going to do, renew season tickets or buy season tickets? Not that you work for the team and you care about that, but what is the story?
Well, I think the big storyline, and it's not exactly like it's going to excite fans or anything, but I think one of the things is, what is the right side of the offensive line going to look like? Who is that going to be? Yeah. And, I think from left tackle to center, we know who it's going to be. Paris Johnson Jr., Isaac Seumalo, and Yelda Froholt. After that, who's the right guard? Is it Isaiah Adams, who's going to fight like hell to keep that job that he's had, for portions of the last two seasons? Or is it going to be Chase Cassandra, the second-round pick, who a lot of people think is going to be the starter? Then at right tackle, you've got Elijah Wilkinson, who they signed as an unrestricted free agent. But you also have Christian Jones, who they drafted in the 5th round, has been injured a lot the last two years. And then a guy I think to keep an eye on is Oli Udoh, who, he's been around the league a little bit, but he's got some experience. And I think he's going to be in the mix as a potential starter for competition in training camp. And I think that's going to be, when you look at this entire roster, that's going to be a big storyline. Then after that, I'll say, what is the injury status of a whole bunch of these guys? Little by little, information drifts out because the team doesn't like to talk about it. Mike LaFleur said earlier this week he expects, Tip Ryman to be ready for the start of camp. I think his injury at the start of last season really affected the run blocking and the entire offensive line, and that was overlooked a lot in the analysis. But is Walter Nolan III going to be ready for the start of camp? When will Garrett Williams be ready for the start of the camp? That's one of the reasons that Sean Murphy-Bunting has been working at nickelback in the slot during OTA, because I doubt that Williams will be ready at the start of camp because of when he suffered his Achilles injuries. And then there's a few other guys that that had big injuries last year. Trey Benson, I mean, gosh, right now he's probably 4th on the depth chart, and he's not even able to practice yet in OTAs because of the injury he suffered last season. So I think the recovery, like I said, the recovery from injuries for a lot of these guys, I think is going to be, a story of camp in terms of when they'll be available. A lot of these guys, when they'll be available to start practice.
Howard, as always, thank you. Thanks for filling in this week as well. Appreciate you doing that, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Have a good holiday.
You too. That's Howard Balzer, Balzer721, part of the CardsWire and Sports Illustrated. I want to bring up the story about Sports Illustrated's trouble for plagiarizing story that hit. I don't know if you saw that, but AI is.
Did it just happen?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, I missed that one.
But yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Vans Golf Shops, from clubs to golf balls to shoes to apparel to golf tech. Vans has Arizona golfers covered. They've been serving golfers since 1963. Custom fitting, 90-day satisfaction guarantee. You can shop now at vansgolfshops.com.
I'm picking up a shirt there tomorrow on my way to Wright Toyota.
Yeah, especially ordered. They didn't have any size.
I did. Yeah, I had to get the mini. Generally, they have small, medium, and large, and then extra large.
Okay.
So I had to order the mini.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
A mini.
A mini, yeah. So they
Do you get it like is it a mini price too? I mean, do you get a better price for the
no,
smaller?
price is the same.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mentioned her name and they raised the price.
Yeah, I bet. Hey, our Learning Row one call is next, and we'll tell you what's on tap, which is brought to you by Bud Light, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B from Twin Peaks, Tempe.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell. Next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club. A one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills. Just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Yeah, look, it's a huge deal, Rock, and it's a credit to the leadership of the organization. Josh Bartelstein, Dan Costello, those guys, along with a few others, were really the point people on this, and the timing kind of turned out beautifully when things started kind of falling apart with what was then the TV home Valley. And they kind of looked at the landscape and saw where things were going, saw what they felt like was a need, and then the timing of Matt Ishbia coming in and, listening to his leadership and recognizing that, the fans, the Suns fans, were really being underserved based on the previous kind of cable model. And so tip your cap to them.
It's Kevin Ray, play-by-play voice for the Phoenix Suns, and he joined us earlier to talk about Gray Media and the announcement that the Suns, the Mercury, and the Valley Suns will be on Channel 3 and the Arizona Family and Channel 5 through 2030 over the air, which is huge. The only team in the NBA and WNBA to do that, and you hope that's a lot of other teams, cities follow suit. But hands off, Arizona family. I'm a little biased. I worked there for about 10 years, and I worked at WB 61 was there, and of course Channel 3. And for them to recognize with the Suns that that's important to the community, to not have to try to go through all these damn streaming services. Now they are adding a streaming service too through the Arizona Family app, which is smart, because if you do have YouTube, you don't get Channel 3.
That's right.
Which is kind of ridiculous, but as independent, that's why. But somehow they got to figure out how to do that. I'm sure they're trying to get that down, and they will. But yeah, good stuff. I'm glad to hear that. If you missed it, just some horrific news about an hour ago. NASCAR icon Kyle Busch, two-time Cup Series champion, went into the hospital with a severe illness yesterday, or I don't believe it was yesterday.
I think it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
It was announced today that he has died. And he was scheduled to compete in the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. No cause of the death has been given. But what a shock.
Yep.
I mean, the news comes like 11 days after he had radioed his crew near the end of the race at Watkins Glen, asking for a doctor to give him a shot after he finished the race. And according to the broadcast, he had been struggling with a sinus cold. And maybe with the G-forces, the elevation changes at the York road course, I don't know, maybe there was something there, but I mean, shoot, I don't even want to try.
Right.
There's no Google Doc or whatever, but wow. I mean, he
That's
won
hard.
the Truck Series race. He finished 17 in the All-Star race when he was at Dover last weekend.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, 41 years old.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
No.
I mean, not at all. And a guy who was competing at such a high level at 41. Look, we talked about LeBron James, and at 41 years of age, what he's doing. Well, Kyle Busch is the equivalent of that, only in the race car, and what he has accomplished throughout his career. And then to have this just slap you right between the eyes. I mean, it is crushing news for everybody.
He's one of the greatest, race car drivers
driver,
in a long time. I mean, known as the Wild Thing and Rowdy, and he's what NASCAR is all about, man. You love that, the post-race fights and the feuds he had with other drivers.
He had feuds with his brother.
Yeah. And of course, he's the younger brother of Kyle Busch.
Yep.
We are talking. We're talking about, sure, Kyle Busch, yes, but it's just that's pretty messed up.
Absolutely gutting, heartbreaking for not only the sport, but for his family. Pray for him, his family, his loved ones. That is so tragic. Life is so fragile that it's scary. A horrible loss for the whole world.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear from Kurt. I see Kurt and Kyle, of course, Busch, but that's sad news today, and I'm sure it's all over the airways right now. And all right, here's what's on tap, brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light, official partner of Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, and of course World Cup and all the watch parties and things will be going on with Michelob Ultra as well as Bud Light, of course, all under Hensley and Anheuser-Busch. So good stuff there. And nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks going on right now until 6 o'clock. And what game are you watching tonight?
I'm going to watch both of them at the same time. The NBA game 2 between Cleveland and New York. That game's on ESPN. And then I'm going to dial in the hockey as well. Game 1, Eastern